everybody, Sky Earth Goddess. I'm back with another video. Just driving home for work, and I just wanted to make a video about people who have daughters. I'm gonna name this video "Teach Your Children to Be Housewives." Teach your daughters to be housewives, not career women. And the reason why I say that is because I have 3 girls, and pretty much honestly the last thing I want them to be is a career woman. I want them to step inside of their role of their divine femininity and be women. And I feel like because of feminism and because of women subconsciously wanting to compete with men, we have thrown away our original purpose and our original place in society. And a woman's place really is in the home. And you see so many of these moms, whether they're single moms like me or married, and they're stuck on teaching their girls to be strong, independent women or strong, independent black women. And I cannot stand that. Why teach your woman to be strong and independent when she is supposed to be the person who nurtures children, takes care of the household, who supports her man, who depends on a good man to provide for her and, have income for her and her children? You shouldn't teach your child that she needs to be independent, because believe it or not, we depend on men way more than we give credit for. Men have built everything. You don't see women going out building these houses and building these buildings, and the entire infrastructure of society is built by men. You don't see women doing that. The cars, like if you go look at, companies that make cars, go to their factories, it's not droves of women in there making cars and making these buildings and putting up, telephone poles and telephone wires and installing the lighting in these cities, in these towns. And when you see construction companies and you see men out there constructing things, people out there constructing things, it's most likely going to be men. And they're engineers and they're the scientists. And most of these engineers and scientists are dominated by men. I mean, we're depending on them. So we depend on men way more than a lot of women give credit for. That women are always talking about how they want to be independent and they don't need a man, but we need men. You literally need men. If you want children, you need men. If we want to get something done or something fixed, we need men because they're better at those roles. But I teach my daughters to grow up and not to be these educated career women. If they want to get an education, that's fine. But I honestly believe that an education is the worst thing for any child to have. I'd rather you have true knowledge rather than an education. If a woman goes to college, I believe that she should go to college to find a potential husband, to find a mate. Find someone who is a man that checks off all of your boxes. Find a man who loves you. Find a man who's focused on getting a career. That's why he's in college. And you can stay in college if you want to. And then when you find that man, you guys can build a foundation together because you would have gone to school together, and you can build a foundation together. And eventually, hopefully, you'll get to a point where you won't have to work and he can be the breadwinner and work for the family. It is a man's place to go out into the world and make money and to bring home the bacon, so to speak. It is a man's place to go out in that world and work. Men have muscular bodies. They have hard bodies. They can run faster. They can do more lifting. They can actually calculate better than women can. They really truly can. Excuse my lips, it's wintertime. But they're better at science, they're better at math, they're better at these things because they're meant to go out and work. We're meant to stay home and be women, and stay in our place and be women, and stay in our place and nurture the children, cook, clean, take care of the home. We are actually wired to be housewives. We are not wired to go out and work every day. We can, but we're not wired for that. So why are you doing that? Why are you teaching your daughters to go out and get the bag and be a boss? Why? They're not meant for that. I have 3 girls, and I sit and talk with them. I say, when you get to be older, you should be a housewife. That is what your place is, the home. You have so much power in being a housewife. If women are not at home keeping the home, men have nothing to go home to. They have no foundation to come home to. The foundation of humanity is on women. We nurture the children. If there's no one nurturing the children and raising the children are out in the streets and they're not being raised properly. We hold that power. Being a housewife has power. We're the people who have the children that go on and on into the further generations. If we stop having the children, then guess what? Humanity stops. So being a housewife and a mother has so much power, but the society that we live in is a feminist-based society. And it teaches us to downplay all those things that make you so feminine and make you so holy and so sacred as a woman. Teach your daughters to grow up and strive to be mothers and strive to be wives. And not only do that, to be obedient wives and look for men that they can depend on, not bad men, good men they can depend on, to be like a father to them and provide for them in that sense, and provide for them and to make sure that they can take care of them. Teach them to be wives and mothers. I teach my daughters to go out there and be housewives and to be mothers and to be women. I don't want my daughters to work like I'm working. I don't want to work my whole life either. Eventually, I would like to be a housewife, and eventually I would like to be a sister wife, because I believe that men are also wired to be polygamist. They are wired to have more than one partner. This is why men, quote unquote, cheat more, because they're wired to have more than one partner. We're not. We can only have babies basically once a year, because 9 months out of a 1 year period, we'll be pregnant. We're only wired to have babies once a year, but men aren't. Men can have multiple babies. If they get 6 women pregnant within 1 year, that's 6 children. People say, well, it's just children. No, children are your legacy. When you have children, you have a legacy on earth. After you leave, a part of you is still here. Men are meant to work and build legacies. They are meant to build a long line of descendants after them. They cannot have a legacy if they're tied down to one woman. They can't. They can't have that legacy. It's impossible. Unless someone would be constantly getting pregnant, they can only get pregnant once every year. But if a man has 2-3 wives, he can have 30 children. You see what I'm saying? So his legacy is built. He has a tribe. And there's strength in numbers. And they teach us that polygamy is bad, because these people who are running our society know that there's strength in numbers. So in a way to keep our numbers down, to keep us from being strong and overruling the ruling class that are running this society that we are in, they outlaw polygamy in the U.S. in places like the U.S., like in European countries and things like that. But men are wired to have more than one wife. And if you have a good man that provides, that's strong, that goes out and earns the money and goes out and works for you and is a good man, why wouldn't you not want to share him with another woman so that she can have a man like that as well? So it ties in with polygamy and other things. If you have daughters, stop teaching them this BS, strong, independent black women BS. That is not right. Teach them to be strong. Teach them to have strength. Teach them that they have power and strength of being a woman. And teach them that they need to be these housewives. They need to get out of the workplace and step back into the home. Things started going downhill when women started working every day, trying to compete with men, trying to say, I can do what a man can do. But why would you do what a man can do when you're doing what you're supposed to do, when you're staying in your place and in your role? So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Teach your daughters to, find a partner when they grow up and be a housewife and stay in the home. We need the women back in the home, taking care of the children, cooking, cleaning, and fulfilling that role. Let the men work. Men like to work. They like to hustle. That's what they do. That's what they're wired for. They work, they provide, and men know their role. Most men will tell you, hey, the role of a man is to provide and work for his family and support his family. They will tell you. If you ask the role of a woman, she's going to say all this BS about working and getting the bag and being independent and strong because we got to make it out the mud. And you're looking like, no, sis, you're supposed to be a woman. You're supposed to be soft and feminine. You're supposed to be in the home taking care of the children, taking care of your man, depending on your man, obeying your man, being obedient and being submissive to your man. That is what you're supposed to be doing, not out there trying to compete with him on all fronts like an idiot. Stop doing that, women. Stop teaching this to your daughters. It is not cute. It is not okay. And it's bothersome because when you come to regular, like, I'm a traditional woman. I believe in those traditions. I work because I have to, because I'm a single parent. But trust and believe, when I get married, I am not going to be doing this. I'm going to find a man. I'm finding a man that is going to provide for me, and I'm going to be a stay-at-home wife and mother to my children. That is what I'm meant to do, and I know my place and I know my role now, and it took a while to realize that. But more women need to realize this. They need to know this. So I don't know, that was just on my mind, something I was thinking about, and it kind of irks me because so many women are on this complete opposite thing. When you tell a woman that you're a traditional woman, they think that you are oppressed and abused, and you're not any of those things. It's become so foreign in our society to be submissive. It's become so foreign in our society to stay at home and be a wife and mother and stay in your place that it's like it's deemed as being wrong. And that's so sad. It's not wrong. It's not bad. It's not evil. That's your place. Embrace it. You have strength in that. That is where your strength lies. So tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will be back with another video soon. I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.